Judy. It's Wednesday, which means it's time for spooky stories.
It is, but, I've got to show you something, Leanne. Look what's arrived. Da-na-na.
Oh my days.
Do you like it?
Can you get a little closer?
I can try. My camera's blurring for some reason.
Oh, that quality came out so much better than I thought it was going to be.
Do you like it?
I love it.
It's nice and firm as well. I like it.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. No, guys, we're not jump setting ourselves on merch. We actually also are starting a business together, so they just happen to all entwine. Eventually, we will bring you our business story when we have a story to tell you about the business. Right now, we are a non-profit.
I just got really, really giddy and I'm like, Leanne, I couldn't sleep at 3 a.m. Look what I've done.
I love
That's how most of our conversations start.
Mm-hmm. Along with, what were you doing last night to wake at 4 a.m.? Oh, I was looking at houses I can't buy, discussing on how I wouldn't like it because I would have to tear the whole kitchen out like I can afford a $3 million house. Pounds.
No, and then she'll send me one and say, this is definitely haunted. Anyway, here's the floor plan. We could all fit in this house. Yeah. That'd be your area.
In
That'd be my
head,
area.
we have 2 living rooms where her family can go in that living room and my family can go in that living room. Like, by family, I mean our children. The whole family will be in that living room, and then we'll have our she-den where we just sit there and binge watch shows together. Mm-hmm.
Record random crap.
Yes. We should I think we should just submit and see if the Rose Red house is on sale because nobody wants to live there. So it might be like a $5.
Oh, that movie.
Because usually when you get a good deal, it's haunted.
I know. I do have a story about that actually.
Do you? So
just
you want to go
little
first?
personal one.
Welcome. Before we forget, welcome back to Grab Your Brew, guys. Welcome back. Yeah. Please like and subscribe. Hi. Also, we're doing something a little differently today before we jump into it. We're going to tell a true story and a made-up story, and you guys need a comment below on which one you think is true. And next week we will tell you the answers.
Yeah.
Would you like to go first?
Yes. Right. I'll read the ones out first and then I'll tell you my little thing afterwards.
Okay.
Story number 1. I'm going to read it because read it. Maybe.
Or maybe not. Maybe she's just joshing.
Or did I?
Or did she not?
Joshing.
We'll never know. Well, we will. We'll know next week.
Are you 70? Joshing you.
I've been watching this TV show on Netflix, actually, and it gives me... Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But it gives me Are You Afraid of the Dark vibes, only instead of like all meeting at a campsite, they're kids that live in a hospice. It's called the Nightmare Club.
Yeah.
I may have that wrong. I'll put it up here and I'll send you the link. But it's literally like Are You Afraid of the Dark, but like older version.
The Midnight Club. It's by the people who made The Haunting of Hill House.
Oh, okay. I started watching it and then I didn't pay for Netflix for a while because I was choosing between subscriptions, and now I've got your Netflix.
I've seen it 6 times.
Yeah, I've just finished watching the last one, and then I realized, oh, I'd watched this one already, and then I started it over, and then, yeah.
You were the one who told me watch it.
I probably was. When I was in.
And then my little girl, I say little, shouldn't that little, she's obsessed with it as well, so we've now seen it a combined 6 times. I mean, it's a good series if you've not watched it. Everybody's dying, but they're there for the spooky stories.
Yeah, and it's very heartwarming too.
Yeah, it's hard-hitting, heartwarming, and spooky.
To have the tissues along with the spare change of underwear, I guess. We don't judge.
Right then.
Yes, go ahead. Story 1.
Are you ready?
I'm ready, Freddy.
I was living alone in my beautiful new house. By day it was warm and bright, but at night the rooms seemed to be really shadowy. I'd
Mm.
wander through them listening to music, pacing to fill the silence. It was during one of these late night walks that I noticed something crouched at the side of the sofa. A figure, low, just sat cross-legged. My stomach tightened, and for a moment I felt like I couldn't breathe, so I rang my mum. I
Mummy.
panicked, and I'm like, I've just seen something crouched at the side of my sofa, but there's nobody in my house apart from me and a child or so. She listened and she said, just talk to it. If it's there, talk to it. So I
Worst
did.
advice ever.
The next time I caught it out of the corner of my eye, I forced a laugh and said, hey, how are you doing, matey? It never replied and it never moved, but it also never frightened me again. We came to an odd sort of understanding, I feel. So for 2 years, I'd wander the house at night listening to my music, de-stressing. And if the angle was right, I'd see it sat there and I'd just say, hey. We lived together in that strange companionship for about 2 years until the day I moved out.
Ah, see, better than me. I'd have been like, where's your rent payment? Dead or not, you're still here.
Yeah, it's like, come on, dude. I'm keeping the
Clearly,
lights
you're
on for
using
you.
the facilities, because when I got the tally on, you're watching it.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, Freddy.
Are you sure you're ready?
No.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay. When I was with my ex-girlfriend, I would regularly stay with her at her parents' house. After her parents had gotten a divorce and mum moved out. As her dad was cleaning out some stuff she'd left behind, he found a pot cookie.
Pot cookie? What's a pot cookie? Oh, wheat cookie. Okay, sorry, go ahead. I was thinking of a cookie
I,
shaped like
being
a
a
pot.
well, no, I, being a well-versed pothead, was no stranger to an edible. However, my ex-girlfriend at the time didn't really smoke. So one night, while her and I were laying in bed watching Toy Story, oh, I love Toy Story, her dad came into the room and offered us the cookie. Her and I both looked at each other and kind of shrugged our shoulders. It was real, why the hell not moment. After he gives us the cookie, he leaves to go hang out or whatever. So we're home alone, we eat the cookie, her and I split it evenly and we watch Toy Story for a while until she starts to act very strange. I turn off the movie to try and comfort her, but she's going through multiple different episodes of behaviour. One minute she's freaking out, shoving me away from her, saying not to touch her or look at her. The next minute she's telling me how much she loves me and she's glad I'm there.
Is this
The
mixed with
next minute she's
ecstasy?
laughing. The next minute she's laughing hysterically. This went on for hours, and I mean late into the night, up until dawn.
There's plenty of people
We
that
ended
wish
up
that we'd
moving.
affected them that long.
We ended up moving to the bathroom at some point where I was attempting to comfort her until she became exhausted. Finally, it's probably 3 or 4 a.m. and I get her to bed. Now that we're in bed, she's coming back to her normal self a bit, but she keeps asking me to stop shaking the bed. But this is where it gets spooky. She finally falls asleep, and when she does, the end of the bed starts to violently shake.
Gosh.
Like the Exorcist movie shaking. Every hair on my body is standing up at this point, and my ex is asleep. I begin to pray to God in my head that whatever is attacking leaves. This kept going on for a while. Then I began to notice music was playing in my head, music I had never heard of before. Yeah. She was terrified and did not want to speak about it. I begged her and told her I experienced something paranormal. She told me she saw a shadow figure made of clay that was attached to my back, and that every time I would attempt to comfort her or reach towards her, she could only see its tentacles.
Days. What kind of. Your mum had that good stuff, apparently. Or
Yeah.
were you actually generally seeing what people don't see? I often think about that. You know, when people like see things and they say like it's different mental issues, I often wonder, is it just because they're seeing what we don't actually see with the naked eye? Because there's
I don't
plenty of
know.
stuff I've seen and I'm like, don't tell nobody because you'll be in the loony bin.
I know, right?
It's
You never
crazy.
know, do you?
No.
Hmm.
Guess we won't know till we're on the other side.
I know.
Okay, so guys, comment below. His story 1 or his story 2? which one is real? Can never be a game show host. All right,
No.
so I don't. Which one should I do first? Okay, I know which one I'm going to do first. Okay, so there was this little boy. Every night struggles going to sleep. He could not sleep alone. For years, they fought to get him to go into the bed by himself. So, as a nightly routine, in order to get him to go to sleep, it's kind of like a ritual. Dad had to take him up there and soothe him to sleep, read him a bedtime story, and he could never have sleep in the dark at all. Terrified of the dark, which a lot of kids and some adults suffer with. Don't judge me. But it became like a normal routine. Came upstairs. His son would be in bed waiting for him with the light on, and then the dad would come in, say goodnight, tuck him in, read him a story, and he would turn the light off. And but they still had a nightlight on, so the room would be dim. But the son would never turn the light off first because, much like every child, you're convinced that you're going to have to run and jump on the bed so nothing grabs your feet, right?
Yeah, we've
So
done
the kid
that.
would always wait in the bed for one of his parents. It was usually his dad to come in and switch the light off on the way out, but he did have a night light. And then one night, the dad walks upstairs and he looks at his son, regular routine. He's like, "Are you ready for your story?" And his son's got like this ear to ear grin, sitting there, legs crossed, looking at the dad. The light is off, but the night light's on. And so he was thinking, oh, well, he must be impressed with himself that he did this, right? Taking a step up, turning the light off. And then the son looks at him and smiles and said, "Daddy, I need you to check under the bed for monsters." So the dad laughed, got down on his hands and knees, and lifted the covers up, and became eye to eye with his own son, pale, saying, "Daddy, there's
Ooh.
something on my bed." Ooh, didn't see that coming,
Oh, I've
did
got
you?
shudders. Oh
Yes.
my goodness.
Which one's real and which one's fake? You'll never know until next week. I'm stupid, sorry. Caffeine's finally kicking in. It was our old house, but generally it'd be an old house considered to Americans, let's say almost 100 years. It's 100 years in America for it to be historical, while it's much older in England for it to be classed as historical. So let's say that the house is pretty old. Had a few people live there. But as we talked about before, it's not necessarily always a house, it could be the land. Well, this family moves into this house, and there was a lot of turmoil. The family had a lot of arguments that they never really had before. So you could say was fueled in different ways. The house was not really good to them. And then, probably should have written this down instead of saying it off the top of my head. But they go through the motion, of course, eventually the husband and wife get a divorce from all the arguing and bitterness. And the wife got the house in the divorce. And the dad moved away. And eventually, it just became the mother and her two kids. And eventually, she did start dating somebody new. And of course, at this point, everything that went on this house, as we've much said before, people are like, "Oh, I'd burn a house down." Finances were tied to this house, and it just become the new norm to these people. So then eventually, the mother started dating, and complete skeptic as they are. The kind of person that's like, "Oh, that's not real. It's your imagination. Don't be silly. That would never happen." The person that's not open to it, in fact, mocks the supernatural, that's the kind of man she started to date. And one day, when the girls were walking home from school, and the mother was at the local store, this skeptical boyfriend was left home alone. So he started hearing music throughout the house. It sounded like it could either be from a gramophone or from like a old vinyl. And he couldn't figure out where the source was. And then when the mother came home, he explained, like, "Hey, I've been hearing music." And then all of a sudden, a song started to play. And some people may be familiar with this song. It was covered by Westlife. It says, "We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun." The original was written by a man
I
who
know
was
that
writing a
one.
song to his family as he was dying of cancer. And then all of a sudden the music stopped and the daughter came through the door. And the mother got so mad, yelling about why were you playing your music so loud? And as the daughter's frantically trying to say, I just got home. I didn't do nothing. They later found out that the song, which was covered by Westlife, was located in the downstairs living room window, and the CD player was placed on top of the closet upstairs with no plug attached.
Ooh.
Which one is real?
Ooh.
1 or 2?
Or are the red herrings?
Or are we
You
just
never
throwing a
know.
curveball in there? It's like none of this is real or everything is real. Sorry.
No. Trouble alarm.
In my defense, I put like a sachet with an extra scoop of coffee in it, and it was still weak, so I drank it down to here and then put an espresso in it, the espresso and cappuccino. And now I'm like,
I always have 2 heaps. I always have 2 heaped
I
coffees
usually
in
do,
mine.
but see, it tasted very watery, more watery than normal. But I did try a different sachet, but it got me. It got me now.
So, going back to what you were saying when we were joking about how you look at houses and send them to me and say, "Oh, that one's haunted,"
Yeah,
and maybe we'll get a good deal on the what house did you say? Our favourite movie,
rose red.
Rose Red. Yeah, it reminded me when I was much younger. This was 20 years ago, and
She's
it's a
not that
true
old. Stop
story.
giving numbers so people can't figure out how old we are.
We were looking for a house to buy,
She was 10
and I'd
then.
seen this house. Ooh. Yeah, my kid said to me the other day, Auntie Leanne says you're only 21. It's like, well, that had made me very, very, very illegally young when I had you. But I digress.
Yes.
When I was younger, shall we say, so I'd seen this house in the newspaper because that's how you used to find houses. They arranged a booking,
Yeah.
and it wasn't far from Mum's. It was on that sort of estate,
Oh
and
yeah.
it had 2 reception rooms, big kitchen, big garden. It looked beautiful, but it was ridiculously cheap. But I was desperate to see it. So me and Mum went to see it, didn't we? And I was so excited, unbelievably excited, because I could afford this house.
Wasn't in
And
the
it didn't
country
look
then,
like
was
it
I?
needed, no. And it didn't look like it needed any work at all. Yes,
How
you were in the country. You
was
lived in the
I?
flat.
Oh,
Yeah,
my flat. I missed that flat.
yeah.
I had a ghost in that flat
It
too,
was,
but we were friends. I'll tell you about that after.
and so we pull up to this house, and I'm like so excited. It was a 1950s semi detached, solidly built, lovely. And we opened the front door and we walked in, and I felt instantly like this wave of nausea just smashed into me.
Hmm.
I had to walk back out.
Don't
But
blame
Mum was
you.
like, I know, but Mum was like, did you feel that? That was just wrong, wasn't it? I was like, yeah, yeah. We noped out of there. That was it. I couldn't
Mhm.
even go in. It was just, it's like, okay, well, that's why it's cheap. Someone's
Yeah.
resurrected something there, or they've summoned some demons, or it was dark. Do you know what I mean? But I was devastated.
I think Mum's told me about that house actually because she did mention that you guys walked into a house and both just had to walk right back out of there, but I don't think I got the same details from her. She just told me it was appalling.
It was really, really freaky. It was just, the house was beautiful. It was just a feeling. Do you know
Mm.
what I mean? It felt heavy, and I just felt sick. I didn't see anything, didn't hear anything, nothing like that. It was just
You gotta listen to your body, don't we?
awful.
At the end of the day, we're all still animals. You
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
listen. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, my ghost at the flat. Oh, so I started YouTube back in uh, 2005 when I moved to the because back then there was Jenna Marbles. I think she was one of the later ones from what I was watching. I used to watch these Puerto Rican girls that like they dress up like cholos and they were so fucking funny. And there was, it was like an early YouTube before Gmail owned them. And I started
Yeah.
making YouTube because this like the start of a different thing. And there's videos out there somewhere of me in the laundrette and a dryer attached to this YouTube. I need to find it. I'm literally in the dryer and Sharon's like moving me around and I'm just going inside the dryer.
It doesn't surprise me.
No, I'd probably do it now if I wasn't so fluffy. But but there's a lot of videos up there, and I have found them accidentally throughout the years, but I can't log in because Google did buy it, and I logged in with a Hotmail account back then. Hindsight, it's like one of those woulda, coulda, shouldas. Had I continued YouTube, I probably would be further on in my life, but at the same time, I was just moved countries, just got married. I was trying to figure out my life there, and then Gmail brought it, and I couldn't log in anymore because I passed the window of being able to
Keeping your
transition.
mail.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um, so it's still out there somewhere. That's my more embarrassing ones. If anybody finds them, send them to me. I was gonna say please don't watch, but no, I'm lying. Send them to me. I want to know. But
I
during
need to
this
see
time,
this one.
yeah. But during the time, that's when I lived in the flat, and I lived in the upstairs flat. So you'd come up the stairs, and then it'd be the master bedroom, which is funny because I did not stay in the master bedroom in my own flat. And then the front room, which is a smaller room, which is where I did stay. And there was always an uncomfortable feeling in the master bedroom. So as you walk past the bedrooms down the hallway, it led straight into the living room, and then it had that very tiny kitchen to the right. But my computer desk was
Yeah.
there, then it was the fireplace, and then it was my TV. But with my computer being there, when we'd have the webcam on, we'd pull the settee over because it'd be like me, Sharon, sometimes Gemma, sometimes Helen, sometimes, whatever, when we'd be recording. And you could always see something walk from one bedroom to the other, but you couldn't see what it was. You could just see like
Mm.
something passing in the background. And we had no idea. And of course, I was by myself most of the time at that flat. I worked the night shift.
Is
So
Dennis the one who used to bang pots and pans?
Dennis used to
Or am I
close.
thinking of something else?
Dennis used to close doors. He would switch lights off for me. Um,
Consider it.
Consider it. What was that noise?
I have
Sorry,
no
it creeped
idea.
me
I was
out.
trying to pretend it wasn't there.
It
I don't
creeped
know
me
what it
out.
was.
um,
Might have been the neighbours. Could have been a
Ooh,
ghost.
could have been a ghost. But yeah, Dennis was a very considerate roommate, is the best way I can describe it. And one day I was helping, like how Tesco brings you shopping. I think they just started doing deliveries back then, and the lady downstairs, she was a very elderly lady. And so I was helping her because I was about to go to the shop, and I saw this man just basically lug all these fucking things and just leave her. And she's like struggling to pick it up. So I'm helping her take all of her stuff in. And I think I'd been there maybe a month or two. So I'd never not really spoken to her because every time I was home during the day I was asleep because I worked the night shift with A&A. And and I started, just general conversation, and she told me that Dennis used to live up there. And Dennis was an old man because I kept hearing the name Dennis, like not like out loud, but I was like, maybe we should call him Dennis. You can ask Sharon. It's like maybe we should call him Dennis, and they no, his name was actually Dennis. They'd lived in those flats for years, like after their spouses died. And she had the bottom one, he had the top one. So I was like, huh. But yeah, I never had no bad vibes, and he was generally a very considerate roommate. Like if I accidentally left something on, I'd be like, "Oh fuck," and I'd go in there and it'd be turned off. And I know it wasn't me because I was definitely not responsible at 17. I was not.
No, you
It took me
weren't.
till I was 30. He took me to my 30 to be medicated. Yeah, he saved me a lot of electricity. Probably saved me from blowing myself up with the gas. And yeah, Dennis looked out. I was sad to
Very
leave that
considerate.
flat. Very considerate.
Well, like a considerate ghost.
Well, like, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind sharing my space with a positive energy, but when there's a demon lurking,
I
I'll
know.
drag you to hell.
Yeah.
We should do
Don't
an
do demons. We're
episode.
alright with ghosties.
Yeah, ghosts, but not demons. No, no. No demons allowed here.
No. Although I do have a huge amount on demons that we could do a good series at some
Oh,
point.
Jody, my file on demonology alone. I came across it when I was trying to figure out what my faith really was. And of course, you have to explore all the negatives with the positives, don't you? You can't just be like, oh, this is all light, I'll feel
You
good.
do,
Okay.
yeah.
But you gotta know what you gotta protect yourself from.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
No tangent. Well, we're gonna wrap it up,
Yeah.
guys. Remember, comment below who thinks which one is real, which one is fake, if all of them
Yeah.
are real, if all of them are fake. You tell us, and you'll find out next Wednesday. Again, I'm over
Yeah.
caffeinated. I'm sorry. I'm not normally this obnoxious. Kinda.
And don't forget, if you've got any episode suggestions or stories of your own,
Or blind
email us
reacts.
at or blind reacts, yeah. Just label them at grabyourbrew@gmail.com.
Or you can DM us at any of the social medias here on the screen.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. I hope you have an amazing week. Like and subscribe!